Well, you spies are back, looking over my shoulder. So we got a couple little things we're gonna show you. Today I've got a over and under shotgun that the customer would like a mid bead. So a mid bead is basically acts as a rear sight, kind of. You drill and tap the rib and it just allows, and install a bead, and it allows you to line up the front bead with the center bead. So it kind of acts like a rear sight. They come in different colors, silver or gold. This one's a little gold one. They come in different thread pitches. This one's a 356. They also make them, they used to make them in true ivory, then they changed to making them in white. These are the thread-in style, obviously 356. Some of the white ones that I've used in the past are plastic white with a metal sleeve that's tapered. And so you taper a hole, put some glue in there, and tap it in with a non-marring nylon punch or block of wood. Works really well. Simply to seat the tapered ones, which I'm not going to do. Just kind of going over some of the different things that are available. So where on the barrel do we put the bead? Just anywhere in the rib? No. Generally speaking, they're between 12 and 14 inches, and I prefer 14 inches from the breech. So take my tape measure, my handy dandy pencil, 11, 12, 13, 14. So there's 14 inches, and mark it on the barrel with a pencil so it's non-marring. And now I always locate the nearest stud and put a centered mark on that roughly, like so. Then I'm going to actually even come right across the top, just so I know. Now, a couple different ways you can go to center punch it. You can mic your rib, subtract half, scribe a line on there, center punch it, and drill it. And I've done that many times. It works. I generally, when I do it that way, I will drill the first hole that I drill is undersized. I don't drill the exact hole that I'm going to tap to. So on my taps for 356, I use a number 45 tap drill. I won't start with a number 45 tap drill is what I'm saying. I'm going to go undersized. So if that so if that drill wanders, because these are very small and thin drills, if it wanders and it gets off center, well, you don't want your rear sight off center. Don't want that mid bead off center. So if it does drill off center, you can open the hole up a bit and tap it to the right size, 356, but open it up in the right direction so it's centered it up. I do that generally when I'm tapping for a lot of different things, unless I can get really, really precise with the indicator of where I'm supposed to drill. So that's where my tooling comes in. We got this handy dandy little guy that fits over the top of the rib and gets tight, and these holes will perfectly center. All that is a center punch in the rib where I need to drill. Now up here's where my pencil mark is. Take my glasses off. I'm going to turn this up so I can see a little better down in there. And actually what I'm going to do is use a red pencil, lead, so I can see it a bit better down in the hole. And for some reason I am having a heck of a time seeing that. It would have nothing to do with me going blind. Holding that firm, place that in. See our center punch? Right there. Get over to the drill press, and the next time you see me, I'll be in front of the drill press. We'll have this ready, and we can drill that hole. All right, you can see we're in the drill press, got the barrel padded, leveled, ready to go. Undersized drill, it's like I said. So basically what I did is I just kissed it. Now I want to double check to make sure that I'm actually going to be drilling in the center. And We're close. Looks like it might have wandered just a hair. Again, just double checking. And you can see that I don't have this clamped down. A lot of people do, and that's fine. If you're more comfortable with that, that's fine. This way I can drift things around and move things around a bit and get it drilled in there. All right. Don't drill down into the barrel. That would be bad. And we're doing well. We're doing pretty dang good. A little bit more. I'm going to stop right there for now. Double check to make sure that we're centered. And now I'm going to move on to the larger drill bit. And if all else fails, you can always go up in mid-bead size. They do make them in the thread pitch that's a little larger. All right, so we're in the right spot. I'm gonna take my glass off. I can see down in there. Good. All right, let's go back to the bench and the vise over there. Okay, you see we have our barrel clamped in our vise, padded jaws, and paper towel to keep it from getting loose or scratched. Go in with our tap. And I usually start them dry. I don't put any lube on there when I'm starting. Often, once I've gone in a turn or two, I will put a drop of oil on there. Be sure to keep all the fuzzes and hairs off everything. I don't know if you guys can see that. There's a hair on the tap handle. My daughter has long blonde hair, so we'll blame her. Okay, so just real quick, this is a tapered tap. So now I want to go in with one that's not quite as tapered. So this one's not quite a true bottoming tap, but close. And then this one, again, this one has more of a lead on it, so I'm going to use this one first. And I know my hand's in the way. I'll move it in a minute. Once I get that started a little bit, we can go in. Because normally I will hold the tap like so I can feel it with both hands when it starts to get tight. Start to get a little extra resistance. At this point I'm going to back it out. You can see it did cut a few more threads. Going to be getting close. I'm going to go in one more time. And of course, as everyone knows, no good deed goes unpunished. So this is where I'm going to probably break a tap. Heaven forbid. Don't say that. Broken taps are no fun. Again, I know my hand is in the way. I apologize. But I'm using it to stabilize and feel that tap. Gives it a little extra support so it doesn't break off in there. Now, there's a couple ways we can go. I want to screw this in to make sure, A, it goes in far enough. We want all of the threads into the barrel. We want just the bead sticking up little. So mid beads are always smaller than the front bead. If it was larger, you'd either not be able to see your front bead or they'd be so close to the same size it'd be confusing. So it's always a small one. And we want to sink this bead all the way into the rib so just the bead sticks up and the threads are flush with the top of the rib. So I'm going to try and screw this in by hand unless I drop it and lose it. Wouldn't be the first time. If I can. Now sometimes I have a little tool for holding the bead and I'm probably going to have to go get that. Just because this one's just not going to cooperate. Well, I got it started, but it's not really wanting to go. Okay, so here's some of those tools I was talking to you about. These are all the same tool, does the same thing. It's just they clamp onto what would be the bead, larger diameter. So I'm going to go with the smallest one. And all right, and there you can see the mid bead goes in far enough. So now, how do you keep it there? So generally speaking, what I do is I put either a little drop of super glue or Loctite, whatever you got laying around. So now I'm going to remove that bead as soon as I can get it clamped on there like I'm supposed to. There we go. Little drop of Loctite. That was a little bigger drop than I really needed, but that's okay. We'll screw this guy in. Take some paper towel. Clean that off. Use a toothbrush to clean off the pencil marks and any excessive crap. And there we go. Problem solved. Now the guy's got his center bead. We're good to go. All right, as you can see, the bead is installed in the rib where it's supposed to be. No threads exposed and showing. We're ready to go. I'll probably wait a little bit and let the Loctite set up on this, but I can put the gun back together and ship her off. You can see how it's not that difficult. You're tapping something that's soft. The ribs are not hardened, so you're not worried about it being tempered. So as far as the tapping goes, it's something that's relatively easy to tap, put in there. As far as grabbing the bead, a lot of times you can use your fingers, screw them right in. I had the tools for doing that. This one was a little on the tight side, so I couldn't quite get it to go with my fingers. If you don't have some special tool, don't freak out. You can just put some tape on a pair of needle nose pliers or regular pliers and clamp it with the pliers and twist, just using just the bead. If you were to mar up the bead, no big deal. Take masking tape and cover the rib, and then take some sandpaper and just twist on there to clean it up. Or you could even take the edge of the sandpaper, like so, come in and move around the bead to clean up any mars you might have left. Obviously the attempt is not to mar it up, but you know, sometimes these things happen. Once it's glued in there or Loctited in there, you don't want to be pulling it out and screwing around with it. That's it. It's simple. These are the things that work for me. If something works better for you, use it. Go for it. As long as the end product is done and correct and safe and the gun's not scratched up, I don't care what tools you use. You know, my auto mechanic, I don't care what his tools look like as long as my car runs right and is correct when he's finished. I don't care if he's using Craftsman, Snap-on, or something made in a foreign country that's crap. As long as the car works when he's done, I don't care. Same thing here. If you want to use expensive tools or a technique that's time-consuming and whatever, by all means, go for it. But as long as it's done right when you're finished, all good. Time is money, so I try to get these done as quick as I can. And with that being said, this was kind of a quick one, but hey, gives us more time for the next one maybe. We'll see you later.
If you want to learn real gunsmithing and see more videos like this, be sure and like and subscribe so you don't miss out. If you're interested in training to be a real gunsmith, go check out the AmericanGunsmithinginstitute.com, or for your own firearms training, AmericanGunsmith.com.